Vanessa Guillen, LaVena Johnson. These two names. For those who may not know, these are two victims who were in the army and were raped and brutally murdered in the army. Don't send your daughters to the army. Sending your daughters to the army is the same as sending her to the men's prison. You're sending her to be around the gorillas, the killers, the rapists. That's where you're sending her. I'd never send my daughter to the army. Never. I don't care if she's out off the rails or out of control. She's not going to the army. She's not. The army and the prison, they're both two institutions that are made to break you mentally, to make you submissive. They do. People, it's interesting. People like to go on about rape in prison, but they don't talk about rape in the army. It's frequent. The rape in the army is how they make you submissive as well. Like the stuff you see in the movies, where do you think they get it from? You know, well, when they're all sleeping in their bunks, pinning them down, raping them. You think that just only happens in prison? That happens in the army as well. It happens to men and women. But right now I'm only going to address the women because I feel like women are much more vulnerable when they're in the army. They're much more vulnerable. They're much more at risk. I'm very disgusted about these two stories. Vanessa Guillen was one that happened more recent. LaVena Johnson happened in 2005, but nonetheless, what was bad about LaVena Johnson's one was that there was like chemical burns on her body as like indicators of trying to remove evidence of there being rape. You know, cut up in pieces, just like Vanessa Guillen. Sorry, my bad. LaVena Johnson, I don't think she was cut up in pieces, but when her dad saw her body, they try to rule it out as a suicide. There's chemical burns, clear indications of foul play, but then the army just saying, yeah, it's a super suicide. Yeah, crazy. So if her father didn't bother to investigate, would there have been any justice? Would we have found out the truth of what happened to his daughter? Now on to Vanessa Guillen. This woman already confiding into her sister and mother that she was already being sexually harassed in the army. Apparently the guy who killed her actually went and killed himself the week after. Interesting, innit? Very interesting. Probably didn't want the same thing happen to him when he landed in prison. One less sick fuck away from taken from the world. It's a shame it had to come at the price of another person. There was incidents of when she was having a shower, he came in when she was having a shower and just sitting and watching her like a creep. This man was obsessed with her. Don't send your daughters to the army. It's not safe for them. It's not safe for them. If you want your daughter to behave or get in line, there's other ways. There's other ways of discipline than just sending them to the army. I wouldn't even send my son to the army. I know people think when they think of the army, they think, yeah, my kid's gonna come back disciplined and this and that, but they don't think about the stuff they see over there, the stuff they experience over there, dead bodies, friends, PTSD, assault, rape, the whole 9 yards. They don't talk about that part. And it shouldn't have taken these two victims, for us to shine more light on how there's sexual assault in the army. Because this has been going on, it's always been going on, sexual assault in the army. It's been going on for the longest. They just managed to get away with people not talking about it and addressing it. That's the thing. I'm always fearful, to be honest, when I hear a woman in the army. Always fearful. I'm just like, I hope she's okay. Because I know, like, I haven't been in the army, but I know what that is like. I can imagine what that's like. Especially, like, there's not a lot of women in the army. So when you're, like, one woman outnumbered by 8 guys, it's scary, it's daunting. I can imagine. Yeah. Don't send your daughters to the army.